Hey beautiful, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia. I'm a professional hairstylist and I have been for over 15 years. The goal of my brand is to educate you on how to maintain your hair and keep it healthy in between salon visits, in addition to educating you on how your diet and your lifestyle affect the health and growth of your hair. First, I want to start by saying that hair is not a one size fits all. So please throw that out the door, okay? Everything that deals with hair is customized and it must be customized to your specific hair texture. And you can have multiple hair textures, baby, okay? So you might have 4B, 4C in the middle, and then you might have 4A around the edges, or even 3C around the edge, around your hairline. So just get comfortable with using multiple shampoos for your hair. So first we're going to talk about 4A hair that has not been chemically treated in any way, and that's kind of how my texture is. It's like 4A and I have a little bit of 3C. This curl pattern has an S shape, and that curl is when you first shampoo your hair and without putting any product on it. That's how you know which texture you have. And this texture can be wiry, and sometimes it's fine looking. And this texture is also more susceptible to chemical, mechanical, and environmental damage because it has fewer cuticle layers. So my shampoo advice for 4A chicas is to use sulfate-free shampoos because they're going to be less stripping of the hair. They're going to give you more oil, or help you to maintain more oil, I should say. And you want to make sure any product that you choose has jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, or honey. And the product that I personally use that I love is Taraji Henson's Honey Fresh. It's a clarifying shampoo, but it has moisture in it as well. And one thing to remember too with your clarifying shampoos is, even though they do cleanse the hair strand, the longer you leave them on there, if it has more moisture in it, the more it's going to cleanse your hair. So you don't want to over shampoo, meaning take a long time letting the shampoo sit on your hair. Now we're going to talk about 4B hair, which has a Z curl pattern. And this curl pattern is not as defined after you freshly shampooed it. So it's going to be a little bit more frizzy. And this curl pattern also needs lots of moisture because of that reason, and it's more prone to breakage and dryness. In addition to, it has a low porosity, which means you're going to need to really find products that can penetrate your hair shaft. In addition to the shrinkage that it has, you're going to see about 70 to 75% of shrinkage in this type of hair, so it's probably going to appear shorter than what it really is. So my shampoo advice for my 4B chicas is to pre-poo your hair with sweet almond oil or jojoba oil before you shampoo your hair. You want to really work that oil in with your fingers from root to end, including your scalp, especially if you have dry scalp, and massage it in. That's going to help to protect your hair from being extremely dehydrated even though it's sulfate free, it still has compounds or chemicals in the shampoo that will pull, the dirt and the oils or product buildup off of the hair. So you just want to help kind of balance it out by going ahead and putting oil on there. In addition to using the sulfate free hydrating shampoo, like I talked about, or like I talk about in the 4A video. I couldn't remember what I said.
Honey?
Thank you. As well.
Pause.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
In addition to products that have honey in it as well, will also be great. This is a product that I'm using right now for 4B texture hair. I also have 4B in the crown of my head. This is a rose water sulfate-free hydrating shampoo by TGIN. It's really good because rose water is basically protein, and you want to use protein to help strengthen the hair. Like I said, 4B hair is prone to breakage. So you definitely want to use protein to help it, but you don't want to overuse protein. So this is something that I do. So say you shampoo your hair once a week. maybe I'll use this once a month, maybe twice a month, depending on what my hair is doing. If I'm seeing a lot of shedding, over shedding, because your hair, of course, naturally sheds. But if I'm seeing over shedding, then I'll use this maybe once or twice a month, just to help combat that breakage. So now we're going to talk about 4C hair, which is very similar to 4B hair in the oils that you should use on it. However, this hair texture has no defined curl pattern. After you freshly shampoo it, it just looks like, a beautiful afro with no curls, but it has, tight curls. But this hair also has really high shrinkage, from 70 to 75%, which makes it appear to be shorter than what it really is. And the big difference about this hair texture is that it's very fragile. It is the most fragile texture, which means it needs a lot of love, baby. So you gotta treat it with care. All hair texture must be treated with care, but this one even more so treated with care. It's almost like silk, how fragile silk is. One more thing about virgin 4C hair is that the actual texture of it can range from fine to coarse. And let me clarify what texture means. It means the individual hair strand can be fine in its density, or it can be really coarse or thick in its density. So this is my advice, shampoo advice for 4C hair that has not been color treated. So I'm talking about virgin hair. Is I would first do a pre-poo oil treatment on your hair, just like you would if you had 4B hair. You can do it with sweet almond oil, or you can go heavier with Jamaican castor oil or avocado oil. Olive oil is something that a lot of people have already at home. Even rosemary oil works really well with 4C hair. After you do your pre-poo, then I would do my hydrating, clarifying shampoo, and I would really stress purchasing a hydrating, clarifying shampoo. So this shampoo is really heavy in the oils that I just said: avocado oil, olive oil, Jamaican castor oil, coconut oil. Something that's gonna really give you moisture and cleanse at the same time. And even though most hydrating shampoos don't cleanse, they're not very astringent. So you may have to let the shampoo sit a little while, but you can kind of gauge that for yourself, how your hair feels, how you want your hair to feel, because you don't want it to be too clean or too, what's the word? You still want it to have some slip to it after you shampoo your hair. And then the last thing I would do is a co-wash that has marshmallow root in it, because that's gonna help, or a slippery elm. That's gonna help you to start to define your curl before you even style your hair. Okay. So now we're gonna talk about chemically treated hair and the best shampoos to use for that type of hair. Chemically treated hair can be a relaxer, a perm, which are two different things. A perm makes your hair curly, and a relaxer makes your hair straight. Or it can be permanent color, not demi-color. Demi-color just deposits color. Permanent color actually changes the composition of your hair strand. Or it can be lightener, which is what we call bleach. A lot of people call bleach. Those types of chemical changes, when you change the structure of the hair, you usually are breaking down the bond of the hair, which in turn is making the hair more porous, or more, we call it high porosity. In addition to that, your hair is going to be more prone to breakage and dryness. So you definitely want to make sure you are treating the hair with a lot more TLC, a lot more love, because it's going to be very easy to break. So my shampoo advice for color treated hair, or chemically treated hair, would be to use something that is very, of course, high in protein as well as high in moisture. So the oils that we discussed, your avocado oils, coconut oils, jojoba oils, sweet almond oils. The oil that you choose would depend on your texture. So you definitely want to make sure you're using an oil that's heavy enough for your texture, because the weight of the oil is what makes the difference in how it moisturizes your hair. In addition to that, I would recommend InstaCare, which is by Matrix. It's a really, really good line to help to heal that hair strand as far as smoothing that cuticle back down, refortifying those bonds to make the hair strong again, as well as hydrating the hair. Another great one is by TGIN. This is a sulfate-free rose water shampoo, and it's hydrating, but it also has protein in it. This is a really, really good one if your hair has been color treated. And another one that I like, which is a professional brand. So I'm not sure if you're not a professional, you can buy it, but maybe your hairstylist could get it for you. It's called K18. It's a new line, but it works really, really well. As far as the strengthening of the hair, it adds moisture back to the hair. What you want to remember about shampoo and color treated hair and conditioning color treated hair, but we're specifically talking about shampoo, is you don't want to overdo your protein. Even though you need protein, if you overdo protein and you pack down that cuticle with protein, then you can still dry your hair out and cause breakage. So you want to find a balance between using your protein and using moisture. Remember, the information that I've given you is just a general rule of thumb. It depends on your specific hair type and your specific hair needs as to which shampoo really works best for you. I always give the advice to go to a stylist that can tell you about your hair and help to guide you on what your hair texture is and what the best shampoos for you are. That way you aren't just buying products off the shelf saying that didn't work for me. Wasting money and time. That's my personal advice. But you can play around with your hair and choose to, go on a hair journey and just say, I'm just going to discover and see what works best for my hair. I'm out of time right now, beautiful chicas. But please check out my next video where I go further into detail about how to properly shampoo your hair. Again, our hair is very fragile, so you want to make sure you are properly shampooing it and not overusing product. I know a lot of people overuse their shampoos because they think I need this big, huge lather. But there is a proper way to shampoo where you can save money and, of course, keep your hair healthy while you're shampooing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button. And please share this video with someone that you think could benefit from the information. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And leave a comment as well in the comment section so that I can know how did you enjoy the information. Did it help you? Until next time, peace and love. Bye, beautiful.